contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
great again! Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes, 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 yes. Get rid of your six-sided ring array. Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
I don't care how big, how tough, or what they've accomplished. They're nerds.
Plus, if you have ovaries, prepare to lose them.
We're back. It's welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast, folks. I've been busy. I'm Howie Farrell. That over there, Josh Rivera, at the WHPC on everything. Just really on everything. If you search the WHPC, there's all our social media plugs. Look, we got it out of the way.
Yeah, know the brand.
Yeah. We're just going to jump into everything. Joining us this week after, how long? It's been like 2 months at least, I think, right?
At least.
At Lola_Bradbury, doing all sorts of things these days. How many different shows are you doing now?
All of them. Yeah, it's been ridiculous. I have a title to defend, and that's why I'm on to kick both your asses.
Yeah, it's the only reason you decided to come back. You don't come back to say hi. You don't say, hey, how you doing? Oh, I want to... No, you just leave to do every other show except for ours.
Fortunately for her, our very unprofessional podcast, we're kind of lax on title contingencies.
Well, all right. The last show that we had to do
I'm not going to be your Brock Lesnar.
It's already feeling that way. 2 months.
You know
We
what?
don't even see the champ on this show.
Shush. But yeah, other than the shit talking that Josh seems to be willing to do, I've been doing a lot of shit lately. Besides doing interviews and co-hosting on that wrestling podcast at TWM News UK. I just interviewed Flip Gordon. I'm going to be interviewing Mike Quackenbush, Angel Cruz, and Ian Riccaboni coming up.
Those are what we like to call in the business big gets, Josh.
Josh is probably looking in his little dictionary to see what that even means. But
Wow. All that got personal. It's like she really doesn't like you anymore all of a sudden.
That burned a little bit. Hey, look, I'm not gonna knock you. I did not
You-
at all ever
you put
deny
me
you didn't
on
just
it.
you became the
No.
world's hottest free agent. But don't start throwing that shade up in here.
But doing interviews and doing these things over at that wrestling podcast. In addition, Wade Keller's technically my boss now.
Yeah,
So,
we've
shout
heard.
out to Wade Keller. I'm doing an all-inclusive VIP membership Ring of Honor podcast where we talk Ring of Honor, Women of Honor, and all that fun Ring of Honor stuff with my co-host Harley Paget, and we're doing things and we're seeing how it goes, and it's working out really, really well, and it's really fun to be able to do that with PW Torch. So yeah, a lot of things. I'm not your Brock Lesnar. I am more of a John Cena, if you will, but cuter. So I don't have a giant like.
I don't think she's been that dominant yet. We might have to...
I'm just saying. Let me have this.
Well, screw you. I met Chris Jericho. No, that's not an You can't get away with that. You would be freaking out internally if you got to sit 3 feet from Chris Jericho. You don't get to do that one.
I got to at least talk to Lance Hoyt, so that's still
You did.
pretty
I'm
cool.
not saying, but I'm saying like you don't give me a met on that one.
Don't defend him, Josh.
Hey, I don't.
Has to.
Yeah. Hello, tag team champions. Yeah, I came back with some burn cream and some extra for you. You're going to need it working for glorified dirt sheets.
Ooh, that was just mean. Now we're just getting mean.
It's the truth, man. Truth hurts sometimes.
No, it's just mean.
Apparently you're
am happy for
too
you.
if you're slinging insults like that.
Hey, I am happy for you, though.
Thank you.
So, do you know what's going on SmackDown, Josh?
can
Because
tell
I
you
have
what's
no
going
idea
down.
what's happening on SmackDown.
I can tell you what's going on SmackDown. The same garbage that's been looping for the last month.
I don't know. They've just. Does anybody know if they put they did a switch on all of the freaking writers and stuff? Because I don't they have all these matches that they're scheduling for Fastlane. I couldn't tell you the story for anything.
I know what they did. They switched out their writers for the Russians that were being convicted of trolling the election. Because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like I'm getting trolled on SmackDown now. It's the same story. It's some of the same stories that just keep going and are not paying off, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same matches.
But the only thing that's really ever going on is with Sammy and Kevin, and holy
Right.
shit, that was so good last night with Sammy and Kevin.
It was pretty good. I mean, we were literally just watching it, and it's just kind of background.
It's interesting.
It's okay. I see what's happening.
But they're not doing much. Well, we already know that's already set. That's set for Fastlane.
Yeah.
There's not much more you can do to tell that story, I feel like, unless they're gonna do something like the Go Home show before Fastlane happens.
Well, that's gonna
But
be
that's still 3 weeks away.
Yeah, they still have I think they didn't really do anything more with that for this week, is because they need to save it.
Yeah.
They need to save for 3 weeks of freaking stuff.
Don't give us that match already.
Exactly. Please don't give me that match.
Give us a full Rusev Day episode or something.
Yes! Can we celebrate Rusev Day for real, please?
Exactly.
I mean, one full Rusev Day episode, because Daniel Bryan and Shane apparently can't get their shit together, so why don't we have, test GMs and just, let somebody Rusev and come on! More Rusev Day is better for me.
You would buy into. You're telling me you would buy into a storyline where Shane installs an interim general manager because he's fighting with Daniel Bryan?
Absolutely.
Are you? I think you'd be more into that if it was Raw, for example, because of how Kurt Angle has been somewhat there, but
there,
it's
but
kind
not
of
there.
who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But Kurt Angle, this is, I don't mean to sound bad, but this is going to sound bad, because that's just who I am, I guess. But,
we've been gone for 2 weeks because I was sick. Oh, we have to address why we were gone too. So, I mean, we haven't addressed how bad Kurt Angle has been lately.
It sounds like he's having a stroke when he talks.
It's rough. It's rough. It's not good. I'm just going to say that. It's not good.
It's like somebody told them a couple months ago, hey, we're going to find, don't worry, we're going to get you a replacement. You don't have to travel that much, yada, yada, yada. And he's just waiting for it to happen. Like, hey, man, I want to go home. I've been on the road for, about a year now.
Yeah, it was the Booker T thing, right?
It kind of like the Booker T angle. Like it was, instead of Booker T getting that memo, Kurt got the memo because it's been lackluster performance for months, and I'm like, I'm wondering if he really wants to be there.
You could literally put anyone in the spot that Kurt Angle has been in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And it would make no difference.
You could put a fan as GM and say, read these lines, you fucking mark, and they'll do it, and it'll be just as good.
No, you need the fan on SmackDown Live because it blows anyway. So
it's bad. I just don't know what's going on with this show.
This is why we don't do TV anymore. SmackDown has just been in a rut the last month because the writing's been It's been lame. It's been mediocre.
It's been sorry, I got looking.
I'm wondering where the heck he went.
Sorry. It's the new mic. I don't know what the symbols on it mean for the certain condensery thing, because there's a bunch of stuff on here that I can switch some options, and I just wanted to know which one was the right one so we can have the sound quality be better. But anyway, yeah,
we'll find out in playback.
SmackDown has just been the same thing. That's why I'm frustrated with it. It doesn't, like Dolph Ziggler, why'd he come back? I don't know.
Yep, still unexplained.
I mean, they said he came back for a championship opportunity, but... okay? We can't think of something better?
Well, they had the backstage interviews with Dolph, and it sounded a lot like, look, I'm here because I'm contractually obligated to be here. His character, his storyline they're going with right now. But outside of that, like he's not being very. I don't see a reason why he's even trying. If he dropped the U.S. title, what is it?
I don't know.
What is it?
It's like we're getting 2011 Body Snatcher Dolph Ziggler.
I would be way more hyped if this was 2011 Dolph Ziggler.
I don't believe he's in the title picture. If he is, like he's nowhere near it. He's nowhere near. He's miles from the title still.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that Dolph Ziggler has any chance of winning the title because I've been through this before. How many times have we said this in the last couple of shows? I've dealt with the Dolph Ziggler roller coaster before. It seems like a cool ride, and then it doesn't go anywhere.
It's like it's a small world.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. It's terrible.
It's a zigzag world.
On the next Zigzag World. But let's circle back a little bit.
It's like we're all on the taping of the new season of Swerve. It's just this entire month of episodes.
So bad.
I want E&C back, but the podcast will do just fine. Because that's the if we want to talk about shows that I want to have come back, that's the one. Mm-hmm. That's the one I want back. But let's circle back to a little bit. We were sick for the Royal Rumble, so that's why we haven't had Stone Cold Locks in a while. But last week, it just didn't happen. Sorry.
You got another gig. You got another gig. Yeah. So it ate up some time. But that doesn't mean that's the end of the show.
And
it's a good thing we're doing a podcast that you could just release whenever you want to release it.
That's true. But I mean, I just got into one of those funks of where it's just like, I can't even. I think I also got wrestled out. And the fact that SmackDown has been being at the end of the kind of the show weekend and stuff, I think we lost her. Oh, there she goes. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lola. We'll talk to you again in a minute.
She's like, no more of this ranting. God.
I'm so sorry, my internet just went.
I figured it was something like that. I have no idea what we were talking about.
Too much anime.
But
it was John Cena.
Yeah, John. Yeah, he shows up out of nowhere. You can't see him, and then he suplexes your internet connection.
Did he talk to you, or was it? Dur, 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 dur?
All of a sudden, the trumpets went off, and then the router just went and turned off.
Right. You can't see me virus.
He left behind a trail of pistachios.
Hoof prints too. That's what they got, right? Hoofs.
Yes, you are right. You are right with your grade level farm analogy.
I don't know what elephants have.
No, elephants have feet. I thought you were talking about the bull.
I mean, what do you? I mean, like, is it a giant nail?
It's
what do you call it?
They actually have toenails.
Yeah. Oh, they are called toenails.
Elephants actually have feet with toenails.
They are called toenails.
Yes,
okay.
they are.
Wasn't sure about that.
You don't want to get that close enough to see. Usually.
I don't. I'm smart. I stay
in the
away
wild.
from big ass animals. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, if you're close enough to see, you're hopefully not just like on a safari as it's charging.
Yeah.
Which would be fucking terrifying.
You wonder why there's poachers.
Then I highly recommend staying away from Suplex City.
Yes, yes, I don't want. Yeah, especially if it's an elephant. We were going somewhere at some point before everything completely fell off the goddamn rails again. At least
before we went all SmackDown Live. On
at
everybody.
least we warn you in the intro we're moments away from the wheels just falling off at any
Yes.
moment.
It's exciting.
Other let's get into some of the non stuff, because we'll talk about Elimination Chamber and Raw when we get into the Stone Cold Box. We'll cover it all at once.
Oh shit, we were recording about the internet. I didn't know.
I just said, fuck it, let's just go with it. As long as it's not something terrible, it's great.
Yes.
It worked out well for me.
Yes.
The outside news, there's Ring of Honor New Japan the next 2 days. Thursday, Friday, there's it's pretty much just a giant showcase show. And the big main event out of that one is on day 2. It's Ibushi, Omega versus Skrull and Cody.
Yo.
But the Bullet Club is fine.
No.
They're fine.
It's okay.
They're fine.
I said this on my other podcast. Bullet Club is not fine.
No, they're fine.
And
No,
They're okay. Hey,
No.
brothers fight.
Lola, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Don't do this to me.
BC for life,
They're
bro.
fine. Unless you're Adam Cole.
Liars.
Yeah.
Sit on the throne of lies.
The Bullet Club will
It's
survive in a way,
BC
shape,
for
or-
life, unless your name is Adam Cole, baby.
But I mean, Kenny's upset and Cody's being a prick,
Yeah.
and Tama just doesn't give a fuck. So, but it's emotional. How can you? I cried during one of the last Being the Elites. I'm that much of a wuss about Bullet Club.
I haven't watched. I have too many other things to do. Monster Hunter World is sucking my life away right now too. Let's be honest about that one. I can't. I just want to hunt T-Rexes all day.
Gun game on COD was pretty great.
Yeah, with it too. Yeah, I need a break from wrestling. If I just watch all of it, I'll never do anything else.
You might end up
highly
working on
recommend
dirt
the new
sheets.
Bruce Willis movie.
Death Wish
yeah.
sounds great. Yeah, I was looking forward. I still have to. I gotta get to Black Panther though too.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I'm doing that. What were we saying?
Where were we at? Some other news.
The Honor Rising. That show is gonna. That's just on New Japan, right? Or is that on Ring of Honor?
That's gonna be a New Japan World.
Okay. So that's the next 2 nights. Then, shocking revelation. I didn't think anybody wanted to talk to this man anymore, but J.E. Double F.
Oh no.
J.A. double R. Double E. Double R.
No, just stop it. We're all just terrible now. I don't know what I'm saying. We just can't spell, but yeah, you get it.
Jeff Jarrett
Jarrett's in the Hall of fucking
is
Fame.
going in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know what happened there, because that's a long story.
He must be he must be having some progress with his with getting better, because he's got issues that WWE believes he's going to show up for this, and he's going to be okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with him not showing up. He would, if somebody offers you that and you accept, you're gonna show up. I wouldn't expect him to not show up, but I don't know all the details because I forget. But
he's got issues, but I don't know. We don't
he's
know
got issues with everybody else in that company. I thought
that too, but you know what? So did Jim Cornette.
Yeah,
so did Jim Cornette.
If Jim Cornette can get in, I mean,
I don't think it's about that. I'm talking about his personal health.
Oh yeah,
stability. Like, he must be doing all right if having some progress. If they believe he's going to make this show and he's going to be in good shape, because they should,
Someone was saying that it's probably just a ploy for WWE to get the TNA library.
I don't think they really give a shit. Like, everybody makes such a big deal about this TNA library
thing. Again,
I don't think they give enough of a shit. Like, they shouldn't. Tom, to be completely honest, I wouldn't either. Like, if I am the end-all, be-all, global dominant force, regardless of whatever Impact decides they want to call themselves, as far as being a global company, they're really not. They're barely a United States company. Actually, they're not. They're in Canada now.
Yes,
but
they're not.
No, they're back in Florida. Now.
They're recording shows in Florida, but they're within their office moved to Canada.
Everything I think is in Canada. Regardless. Why would I give a fuck about what I would consider a rinky-dink company's tape library, regardless of how many stars I've got from them? They're not trying to do it with Ring of Honor.
Nope.
They're not trying to do it with any of these other companies.
Nope.
Like, who cares? No one would consider doing that. No one would offer that argument to any other company. Just because TNA is kind of hot garbage financially, I think is the only reason that even comes up.
But to be like, I think the last time I was on the show, I completely shit on Impact. But it's
Oh no, don't worry.
It's okay.
There are massive episodes where I just take a 2-hour runny flu dump all over TNA. Like, I've gotten on some rants.
It's been pretty good with the exception of like Conan pulling this old man shit. But like, I don't like Conan. I can't stand him. But,
Serious like a
yeah,
late period. That's one catchphrase I could do without hearing the rest of my life.
But they have Austin Aries now, and they're doing this thing.
Austin Million Belts.
Yeah, and they're doing this thing with Trevor Lee and I can't think of the other guy's name, but his buddy.
You know what I'm most excited about anything Impact for a little while right now? 4 Sides.
Khalid Conley.
No, 4 Sides.
No, that's the guy she couldn't think of the name of. You're excited about the 4 Sides.
I'm excited that it's a normal
We
wrestling
know.
ring again.
We heard you. God.
I have to take it out of the intro now.
The
You're
World
welcome.
Heavyweight Dicking Around podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. Welcome to the show. If you haven't heard us before, this is pretty much what you got.
Oh no, what was I even saying?
I don't
but
know.
It's like it's been decent, and because of Borash moving to WWE and signing a contract now.
Oh right, yeah. that
They
happened.
they had to re-record commentary with Sanjay Dutt as a
Of course they
replacement.
did. And they always have to re-record something for some weird fucking reason.
Not. How about fuck you? We already got it in the can. We're just gonna release it as is.
Yeah, they should. But no, I don't know.
I don't
And
know.
Ishimori is really good too.
Yes.
So there's that.
And my favorite Impact wrestler still works there, Moose.
Give him the belt. Give him the belt already.
Yeah, he needs another
Is
champion.
there champion right now?
It's Austin Aries.
It's Austin Aries.
Yeah.
What other does X Division still exist?
The X Division
Yeah.
does still exist.
Ishimori's the X Division.
Mm-hmm.
The other belt is with Matt Sydal, and then the other one is with Austin.
The Grand Championship. Did they get rid of that yet?
No.
It's still hanging around.
Oh, they still have to get to that taping. Because I know they were supposed didn't what's his face say it's like this is a stupid title, we're getting rid of it.
I have no idea.
The commentary in New Japan.
Yeah. he
Not
did.
Kevin Kelly.
Yes.
Why can't
I'm having a brain fart too. I can't remember his name. It just left my head.
Wow.
Oh boy.
There's some people screaming at us right now.
Impact executives have said
No.
publicly that the Grand Championship is going to be done away with.
Well, because didn't they do the thing where Sydal just handed it over to
I believe that
what's its?
to your
his name.
favorite commentator, Josh Matthews.
No. I'm okay with Josh Matthews. I have no problem with him on his commentary. The problem I usually have on commentary is fucking Stryker. He takes me out of it so many goddamn times, it's ridiculous. It's just son of a bitch, Stryker. Like, I get it, but come on, man.
We're talking about Mount Striker now.
Or Striker.
Say again, I'm sorry.
There's a
No, her.
Who's who's worse, Vampiro or Striker? That's the
Oh, Stryker look, it's Stryker by a long shot. I can deal with Vampiro, fine, it's fine, but there's just certain things that Stryker, it's the way he says things sometimes where I'm like, good lord, dude, I'm just not a fan. I mean, is there somebody that's really, you know what, tell us on Twitter at the WHBC, is there anybody that's really a Matt Stryker fan?
tweet us.
Yeah, I
gonna
wanted
get
to.
so much shit.
If you were a huge Matt Stryker fan, I need to know because I've never really met one.
What? Lola. Sorry.
Shit, right.
What he's trying to say is Do you read the Impact Wrestling predictions, the dirt sheets? What already happened?
No.
The spoilers.
The spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay, because
No.
Okay.
Don't.
He was hinting to an upcoming episode where it doesn't look like they're gonna maybe use the title that same way anymore. The Grand Championship.
Well,
That's what he's trying to do.
I saw the one thing where he gives it to Josh Matthews.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's my spirit guide. That's the only thing I really saw, because
He's my spirit.
Really what he said?
He's my spirit animal.
Oh, spirit animal.
But,
Good
like,
God.
they can't... Okay, first of all, is Matt Sydal high?
Probably. Actually, you know what?
With no explanation of what's going on. Yeah, it can't seem that way.
Guess. Chances are maybe.
It's... Because Impact, whoever runs Impact social media doesn't give a shit about posting spoilers
Well, of course
during
not.
tapings. So that's the reason I found out, because they don't know how to fucking run their social media account. That makes me angry.
They put up spoilers during the show.
They tweet about it.
Yeah.
Like as the current episode is happening, and they're talking about an episode that's not going to happen for like 8 weeks. That's ridiculous. Come on, dude.
I've never seen them do that. I've only seen fans tweet about stuff that happens. That's where all the major news comes from. I've never seen that, Lola. You'd have to definitely retweet some of that to us so we could check it out.
Because that's hilarious. Like, who does that? Oh, they do. Of course they do. Of course they do.
Oh, I'm crying.
But Jeff Jarrett's in the Hall of Fame. I
Yes.
think that's how this all
Yes.
started.
This is all... The show breaking is all Jeff Jarrett's fault.
Of course it is. We can't keep anything on track. So there's that. Rich Swann officially not coming back
Yeah, him and WWE have part ways.
completely.
That's the only way I can see it really going.
Yeah.
I can't see him coming back.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
charges were dropped, so there was
yeah.
that. But I get wanting to part ways.
yeah, and going, like, Rich with Enza with all the crap.
Yeah.
People, like, I don't see how you can defend that behavior even if the charges were quote-unquote dropped.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
No, it completely makes sense because especially right now, if you are a corporation the way they are, and you say these things that we have a zero tolerance policy, if you don't live up to those statements by proper action, which would be, okay, we heard he did this. Well, guess what? Goodbye. And that's what they've done. So nobody can come back and say, well, when this person did this, yeah, we fired them immediately. Next. And that, yeah, they are at least following through with what they say. And that's I can't hold them against that. If they were hypocritical, then we'd have more to talk about. But hey, it is what it is. And that's the way it's got to be. And hopefully people won't be stupid anymore.
That is a big wish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's too many stupid
My
people.
first thought is maybe like it maybe could when it first went down, maybe, and we found out that all charges were dropped. Things are okay with him and his wife. I was like, maybe they would come back. But when I thought about it again, I was like, nope. You know what? Someone may see it as like, look, just because it happened once, it can possibly happen again.
Time would have to go by
Yeah.
for him to prove to everybody that he is not the same person that he was, but
Yeah.
a long time would have to go by before anybody would even consider that at this point. So anyway, what else happened? What else is happening? I have no idea.
What has been going on?
I don't remember because I get to this point and I remember all the stuff, but so much of it, like especially with all the things that happen on Twitter, which is part of the reason why I'm not on it so much anymore, is because my mental health is that much better because the news and the trends and the things as they happen on Twitter, they'll happen for like 2 or 3 days and then they'll just go away.
Poof.
They're just gone.
Disappear.
Like if I ask you what happened on Twitter 4 weeks ago or what weird freaking thing that everybody was either butthurt or whatever about, nobody could tell me because a lot of the stuff comes and goes so fast that why would I bother paying attention to it? So when the real news comes out, I forget about it because of all of these other... I just forget. It just happens. I know there's a pay-per-view happening this weekend.
Speaking of Twitter, guess who's been newly crowned a social justice warrior and a snowflake? And I wear that pride.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I figured that was only a matter of time. I figured somebody had already called you that once before.
Oh, they've gotten really creative out of their dumpster insults, so that's cool. It's like
People are dicks, and Twitter's the worst because you don't have any. There's nobody just calling you out or being able to confront you about their bullshit. So it's people a lot of the times
it's like,
just.
hey, let me come out of my burning dumpster to be funny. LOL.
I usually get it when people are trying to be funny, but there's a lot of times that people just are saying terrible shit, and
They are trolls.
Right,
They
but
just come out, that's them venting because their life sucks.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And you and I both know, considering the company that I work for, I have no problem with some horrible shit being said. Because we watched Roastmasters the other night. Holy fuck, dude. But it was funny.
Gas Digital Studios, guys. Howard stands behind everything that happens on there.
You just threw him under the bus, Josh.
No, that's the people I work for.
That's who he works for.
Yeah, no, I'm now picking up a new show for them too. You can sign up to Guest Digital Network at guestdigitalnetwork.com. All streams are live. But if you want the archives, it's just use the promo code JASTA or Buff Life or HSR if you like High Society Radio.
LOS.
Just as a fun note, my Neville action figure is staring at me and it's really creeping me out.
Yeah, he's looking at you disapprovingly.
I expected so much better of you.
Well, let's do this. Let's do the segment. I'll punch it in later. I don't have the locks or anything live, but I'll just punch that in post. We need to talk about Raw and get into some picks. And the nice thing is, for this week, we only have 4 matches.
Shortest card ever.
There's a lot happening on Raw, though. Raw has been
really good.
Raw's been really good.
It's been it's been the fun show.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's a tale of two shows. I can't believe that both of these shows are on the same network.
They're both owned by the same company.
It's impossible to figure out sometimes because you wouldn't know if somebody didn't tell you. That's how different these shows. Can we talk before we get into Raw? How do you feel about all the graphic shit that's been happening? Because I have had a deal with him. Like we've got at it a few times. I can't fucking stand it. Some of it is bad.
Well, I mean, I kind of dug the whole graphic things. Like, Maddie can't stand them. We go in depth about it on the other podcast, but it's good to an extent. And then they did the graphics.
Oh, this week was like, why are we doing this?
I hate that so bad. But at least on Raw we've gotten Papa Roach, so everyone's
It's a shit sandwich. Everyone's got to take a bite.
I just, there's some times where they do it, it's like, I don't need to see all the words on the screen that they're saying. Just turn on closed captioning if that's what you want to do. I get it sometimes where if you want to, hammer home, the final 2 words of a statement sometimes, but I don't need, it feels like somebody's getting crazy with the Snapchat filters. You only need 1, you don't need 7. Or the
experience Snapchat for the first time.
It's like they just discovered it.
Or when somebody who doesn't, or somebody's mom's Facebook, that you can see all the layers from the random events that have happened over the same photo. It's like you have the fall cover over the I stand with the whatever, and the stop this, and then the pink Valentine's Day one, all layered on top of each other because you don't know how to delete the previous one.
I thought you were gonna say the same profile picture 4 times.
That
posted 4 times. I like them. I'm fine with them. It's just weird that SmackDown is now becoming the polarizing show where you either like it or you absolutely hate it. What's going on?
It's just
over there.
okay. It's just okay. A year ago, that show was amazing.
Oh, okay. It cut out for a minute. I got worried that John
Yeah,
Cena.
you definitely cut out. John Cena's
It's my
killing your internet
internet.
again. He's coming out to be the 2-time internet champion.
He's raising your bill 17
like-
times.
I can hear the trumpets in the distance already.
What is that noise? Oh, shit! Comes through the wall like Kool-Aid Man.
That'd be a perfect indie horror film I gotta see, where John Cena is a serial killer, and you just hear him coming down the street.
Instead of you just hear boom, doom. It's just a low. And then he gets up close to give somebody an AA, and it's just We're so stupid.
Pretty sure that was a Botchamania ending. Now that I remember, think about it.
It was actually.
Friday the 13th.
Oh shit.
No, but John Cena is...
Yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand.
SmackDown Live is like that 40-year-old guy profile picture on Facebook that has his like chin pointing down his like double chin and like super creepy face. That's
Yeah.
what SmackDown has been.
It's been weird, man. I just don't understand. At least we got to see his Shinsuke hype package. I'll give him that. I haven't seen really Shinsuke do anything, but we got Shinsuke hype package. Oh yeah, top 10? No idea what the fuck's going on with that. I forgot I didn't mention that. I yelled about it earlier today.
Such a lame
I
angle.
could give less of a fuck about the top 10, and I gave it a shot. I'm giving it a shot, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, there's no, like, it doesn't make any, like, I'm giving it a chance.
The silence it got is what it deserved. Nothing.
But Jinder Mahal is also just going with this entire like Mean Girls thing on SmackDown.
I guess. I don't know. It doesn't. I give them kudos for trying the top 10 thing. It's
I'd
kind
rather
of
he
what,
call me racist again.
It's kind of like what they think we wanted, because Daniel Bryan is I have a feeling this is like a Daniel Bryan idea. Let's make it like there's a ranking system, but the follow through is terrible. Like the
I'm
idea.
sure the original idea was great, and then it went through the process.
I like the idea in principle, but the execution is just a clusterfuck. I don't know. Nobody knows what it is, how people are voting. Just let the fans vote. Just let the fans vote. Like, if you really want it, or just put it together yourselves and don't have it be like this wrestler voting thing. Let it just be, I don't know, do something with it. It's the wrestler, the champions can't be in the top 10.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why they
Because
can't be
they're
in the
champions. They already won.
They're above the top 10.
Exactly.
They're better than the best.
I'm number one.
Yeah,
I'm not in
I'm
the top
number-
10.
exactly.
I'm number one.
Exactly.
I got an idea. Don't call it a top 10. Call it a top 9. 2 to 9.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We've already got more story with that list than we've had to do in the entire 3 weeks that we've started doing this thing. And women's matches that are just...
SmackDown.
Well, say again, I'm sorry.
We're just gonna take over SmackDown and start writing for
Might
them.
as well. Might as well. I mean, let's actually go into Raw this time. I need Braun Strowman with comically large anything that's normal sized person, like normal sized desk, he gets a comically large desk. Normal sized guitar, he gets a stand up classical bass. I want that to happen all the time. Or put him in really tiny
Bring back
things.
the monster trucks.
Damn it!
Telefono.
I'm very professional because my phone is ringing.
Of course.
Oh my god, you have one of those?
Yeah, we carry him around now, Joshua.
Exactly.
The comically large Braun Strowman thing needs to happen all the time. Because him coming out and destroying a stand-up bass, but just picking it up like it's a normal thing to pick up, was the greatest thing I've ever seen in pro wrestling in a long time. I don't know how you could hate on any of that.
Well, it's so weird. And
Exactly.
who's gonna be the guy to make breaking a G-string joke because I don't want to be that person.
He also broke the FC and D ones.
But like this time last year I think it was this time last year, whenever he was feuding with Roman, I couldn't stand him, but now I love me some big brawn man.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, it's impossible not to like. And I love that he's going out of his way to get everybody to do the arm raise. Braun!
Braun!
And then we have to, I'm telling you, sell beards. Sell beards.
Really?
It worked. It worked with
Daniel
DB.
Bryan.
Might as well do it again.
Yeah.
Seriously, that was the thing?
Oh, yeah. You know that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're for, like, towards the end of when he was not getting hurt.
It was end of 2013,
It was
going
right
into
around
2014.
it was when he had the title
out.
at Mania, and that's right around when I started seeing the beards. They definitely had, like, little elastic beard things that you could put on.
Somebody in merchandising saw the opportunity and said yes, and they need to pull that trigger again.
Yeah,
and
just break out all the Daniel
pump out some
Bryan
more
ones
beards.
and just change the tags on the inside. Maybe have something that makes it go raw. But you just
What are those teddy bears that you press the hand and it just makes it's like that.
And then it raises the arms and goes raw.
We're all dancing around it and not saying it. This is just one giant angle that's going to lead to a WrestleMania where it's Daniel Bryan versus Braun dressed as a bear, because he is a bear, and that rematch will happen. Wait, didn't he? Oh wait, they died. Never mind. Never mind. They all died at the end of that. My bad.
But I can't. I need more. Like, Braun Strowman. I can't fucking speak. Braun just beating up everything. I'll never get tired of it. Ever. I want him to flip over the Elimination Chamber if he's like. Please. I don't. How is he gonna fit in a chamber pod?
Custom chamber pods, bitch.
They probably will say something like that.
They're gonna build a whole new one just for that and make it flippable.
They're probably gonna put him in as more like number 2 or number 3 though instead.
They're gonna build a giant plastic sphere like they had in the Avengers movie, the cell for the Hulk. Yeah, exactly, something like that.
Have you guys seen those cat backpacks where it's like...
Hold on, Lola. Think about that question again.
What did I say?
Yes, I've seen it where it looks like a space porthole on the side for the cat. Again, with the giant-sized versions of regular, normal-sized things. And then... Oh, no. All right. So... And we were... I don't even know what this show's about anymore.
We were talking about how awesome the first 2 hours of Raw were.
Oh, yeah.
And
This week was great.
It was 2 hours to lead us to go, Braun! That's all it was.
Yeah, well,
It was great.
talk about the most recent one. We'll get to locks in a minute. And we're just going to talk about it all now. That might have been one of the best Raws I've seen in 2 years from Monday night. I've never seen them do that ever. I've never seen that.
Nah.
That's the longest match in
a
Raw
match
history,
that went
gauntlet match
more than
that
half of the show. I don't
Way more
recall.
than half the show. That's crazy. That never happens.
If you find one,
It was almost
tweet
2.5
us at
hours, I
at
think.
VWHPC.
Say again? It was like 2
it was-
hours at least.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost.
It's like that'll never happen again.
No, I don't.
That'll
see it
never
happening
happen again.
That was special.
And even though it really wasn't for anything, we had Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns followed by Seth Rollins, John Cena.
Rewind that. You had Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns and John Cena back to back in the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What that ended up doing was they did a whole bunch of stuff that they never do,
No.
which forced them to be really creative, which they normally aren't. Because when you have a match that's going on for 2.5 hours, you have to fit in all your storytelling stuff somehow. So the picture-in-picture of the interviews backstage gave it this perfect, like, hey, we're watching a live fight, and these guys that are real competitors coming back, and we have to talk about what just happened out there. And it was perfect. And then everything after that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. We're supposed to go home now, right?
I mean, when did Raw become the place where you saw new and exciting shit? And it's now.
Yeah, I guess so. But we got everything from that. And going back to Braun, how great was The Miz? When The Miz
His face when he realized, when the fans started chanting, Strowman.
It's like, I won! I beat him! I beat him!
Oh, what are they saying?
Oh
no.
Wait, who?
Oh no.
There's one more? Oh no. Oh no.
But also too, it was a really, really good match overall. But
Oh, absolutely.
what was I gonna say?
We had 2 5-star matches in the first half of the match.
Yeah, but one thing I'm really, really looking forward to. Have you seen the Twitter beef between Miz and Finn? I'm really looking forward to that because that gives, it gives them the opportunity. Go look at it because Miz and Finn gives them the opportunity if they really want to stretch it out and really want to make Balor Club a bunch of heel dickheads, which they should have done in the first place. They can build it up to Mania for the IC.
Well, that would be weird to have the Miz. I just don't see the Miz playing face. He's just a guy that you're supposed to hate him. To me, I mean, I know they can have it with that Finn could be heel, but just in that matchup, I mean, they could pull it off. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see that, but I just don't know how you would work it out as far as who's face and who's heel.
His character would have to be His character is kind of a heel character, like a
little bit.
It's a little bit of a stretch to start chanting Hollywood, to start saying because you have to get rid of the Miztourage at some point, because at that point you don't really need him.
Yeah, because the Miz is a certifiable just dickhead.
Yes,
and but I guess you can just turn them into heels right after that anyway. It would just Finn would have to play good guys during that match because there's no way I'm not cheering for Finn over the Miz. Exactly. It's not happening.
Exactly. They're the cool team. They're gonna get the cheers.
Have to attack
you
a
might as well
Maurice.
keep them. Yeah. He
he
I almost said something terrible.
It's gonna. No, I'm gonna say it. She'd have to lose the baby. That's how bad it would have to be.
Take the double stomp.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah, that's the only way I would be able to boo Finn.
Yeah, that's the only possible way.
No.
Yeah, no, it would be terrible. That's how terrible it would have to be.
Yeah.
I'm not booing Finn anytime soon.
You even went there.
Hey. It's not going to happen,
Exactly.
and God forbid, it should never happen.
That's what I'm saying. Look. The point is, that angle wouldn't work.
Friends with that.
What's that?
You just went all happy tree friends with that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Get a little hardcore in here.
That's
once in a while.
how dark it would have to get for me to boo Finn.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's all it is.
They're gonna get cheered pretty much no matter what. So there's no point in making him heel.
Balor Club, we don't mind the gimmick infringement. We're totally for it. We would just like you to too sweet us backstage at some point, and we'll call it even. We're fine with that. At least it gives me a chance to wear my Nerdometer shirt finally.
Oh, I'm so glad we got those.
Yeah, I got to start editing all that stuff into
and now
the
they're
intro
actually working it into the show.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to. I don't have. Nobody wrote anything down. Of course not. There you go. Look at that.
Yep.
Do we even have a pen to write these picks down? No, we don't.
Nope.
So let's get into it. Let's just go for it. Stone Cold Locks time. And here's where we play the promo.
It's time for the World Heavyweight Podcast.
What?
Stone Cold Locks.
What? And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold sets it.
Oh, don't open Photoshop. God damn it.
Nothing says we're back like an episode like this.
Yeah, pretty much. So
There's
Stone
so much editing that has to happen before it even makes it out of the gate, and then the rest of it's like whatever.
Stone Cold Locks, you know it, you love it. Our returning champion. I think she's on a 3. You're on a 3 two pay-per-view streak.
Yeah, she's Brock Lesnaring it up right now.
Yeah. The last
Minus
one.
the steroids. 'Cause I'm
Yes,
not about that life.
because that would be scary. To just all of a sudden come around and like just see pictures of you from the internet, and all of a sudden one day you're just jacked out of your mind. Like, holy shit! What have you been doing?
The juice is loose.
Oh man, it's great to be back, America.
Give me the pad. Give me the pad. I could draw this up on the fly. It's 4 matches.
I know. I'm
it's
not
super
worried
short.
about it. I could do it right here. 4 matches on the docket. Elimination Chamber 2018. The one match I really don't understand. You've got Woken Matt Hardy.
What it's doing on the card.
Versus Bray Wyatt. Like, I don't think this will be the last that they fight each other. This could just lead into a long string of matches.
We have no idea what to expect, though.
Right. Because they really haven't... For as great as it has been in certain moments, it hasn't really been fully realized yet. The whole Woken Bray Wyatt thing. Because there's a ton of fucking potential here.
Yeah.
We've seen some glimmers of it here and there, but we really haven't gotten anything to truly sink our teeth into as far as the two of these guys go. We got a weird match that happened out of nowhere on Raw 25. We've had them going back and forth, but at this point, I really can't believe anything that Bray Wyatt has said, because anytime push comes to shove, Bray Wyatt is told, no, sir. So, I mean...
The thing is, like, I don't know, because, like, I really wouldn't care about it when we first got it. I was really stoked.
Yeah,
but,
I still am, but like I said...
But overall, it's, like, since he technically has the rights to Broken now, what they should do after Elimination Chamber, they should reset it to Broken, and then lead up to and tease Brother Nero returning, which he should be returning before Mania, I would think. Tease that. Incorporate the compound stuff, this new event, because he's doing it on Twitter already.
Right.
But
And then that's that's the thing that I like, is that he's keeping a lot of this stuff alive, but you have to be willing to give it enough time on the show, and the willingness to kind of let them do their own thing that's independent of everything else on your show.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult thing to do sometimes, I think, with these people.
Like when Matt constantly refers to the Woken Warriors, is he referring to the universe, or is he referring to allies that will be on the show at some point?
Right.
That's still...
That could be cool.
I'm still wondering about that, because they haven't given us... I mean, after the Raw 25 match, the only thing you've heard about it is on Twitter, where Matt's like, "This is just a bump in the road. Is not.
Right.
This is one lost battle in the Great War."
Right. Which is what I like.
I'm gathering the armies.
That,
Like, is it going to be an army of fans, or is it going to be an actual army? A Senor Benjamin with a delete shovel, something like that would be.
Right.
It's still kind of opening up in the air.
Like I said, we could be going to a lot more places after this. I think this is only a one match stop on the greater storytelling aspect. I hope, but this very well could turn into a one and done, and we'd never talk about it again. Also,
that was the fear, but that fear is since diminished because they're still booked. They're booked.
I know.
They're booked, and they're going to stick with Woken because it was they can now, it's now a WWE IP. It's just good business, and it also changes it up a little bit. It's a new fresh coat of paint. It's not Broken Matt, it's Woken Matt, and he's going to share his Woken wisdom, and then the difference is what they do at Elimination Chamber and any other subsequent bookings.
Yeah. So who do you got, Josh?
I'm going to go Bray Wyatt because we don't know how long this Great War is going to go for.
And it doesn't mean anything.
Yep. You detected that I was dancing around that, but okay, yeah, you got me. It doesn't.
Guess who I'm picking?
It doesn't mean a hill of beans at the moment.
No, it doesn't mean that.
It doesn't mean.
I mean,
Did you say a hill of beans?
yes,
I
he
said
did.
hill of
He used
beans.
an old man phrase.
And hill of beans, pound sand. You're gonna hear a bunch of gimmicks like that occasionally.
Yeah, I'm taking Bray Wyatt too. Same. Matt has to lose to keep this going. I think it just doesn't make sense. Lola,
I'm gonna go with Matt.
it very well could happen. Like there could
be a technicality.
It could be silly. I don't know. There's no real explanation for things sometimes that happen on these shows. So if Matt came away with a W, I'd be like, yeah, sure, fine. Works out fine to me.
Ah, they're 50-50 at it again.
And again. So, lock that one in. Next up, Asuka.
Locked.
Versus Nia Jax. If Nia wins, she gets to go to WrestleMania and fight for whichever title that Asuka still is yet to fight for.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Nia. I've seen this match before. You weren't ready then. You aren't ready now. You know why?
Nobody.
Because no one is ready. No one. Sorry. You can attack Asuka all you want.
I see you're getting added to the future match anyway, but it's not going to be because of giving Asuka an L.
No.
Yeah.
She's not losing.
No.
She's not losing anytime soon. Not if she loses at this show.
She left that L at the show that Carmella gave it to her.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna leave that back. Hand her this L. Lola?
I'm gonna go with Asuka.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody doesn't have hype package get you hype. She had one of the greatest hype package for any single wrestler I have ever seen on an episode of Monday Night Raw.
The numbers hype package.
It was great. It was Royal Rumble importance worthy because when they do the whole by the numbers for the Rumble, they gave it that type of attention. She's been undefeated for over 800 days. I don't feel like the person that she's beaten twice before is going to beat her just to get... No. It's got to be an epic thing.
They can, but just not at the line to
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Not the line to the Ultimate Throw Ride.
Right.
Not at Fastlane.
Yeah.
Not at Elimination Chamber. Whichever show this
You don't let the undefeated streak of 2 years get broken at a who gives a shit pay-per-view on the way to WrestleMania. Not in front of 10,000 people instead of 80.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have the streak go, it's gotta be big. So yeah, Asuka's not losing anytime soon. If she loses, she might lose at Mania. I want her to be undefeated until next year's WrestleMania. That's how crazy I want this to go. Like, the time that she loses, she better have the title for another 500 days like she did in NXT. No one is ready.
She should really be Samoa Joeing this whole run.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's ready.
Over 500, 600 days as
Something
Ring of
like
Honor
that.
champion?
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Yeah, no one can fuck it. Make it 2 years at WrestleMania. 2 years from now. I don't want her to lose
Call it
ever.
down there.
Let's do it. Like, why not? Like, you can give her the title at Mania, whichever title. That's my only problem with this. Who you fighting?
Still don't know.
And if she somehow picks Ronda Rousey, I'm gonna be a little disappointed.
No. Get outta
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. Her reaction right there.
First of all, Ronda's got to get a title, and then the uproar after that. Well, then again, we haven't seen her in a match. We're not going to see her match.
Thank you. I've been saying this, and that's my problem with Ronda. It's like they brought her in for namesake. They brought her in for whatever reason to bring in the collaboration of
Yep.
UFC and WWE.
She has more fans than WWE does.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like she's ripping off. Like, I understand she was given the Roddy Piper name. I get that. But if you're going to be in WWE, if you're trying to separate yourself and prove yourself, get away from that. Leave that behind. That was your gimmick in UFC, MMA, whatever.
Yeah, but that's
Start a new character.
That's a nice jumping off point. We don't know what's going to happen with her, but we were talking about it earlier this week. She has to be good.
She has to be
She has to be good.
Yes.
If she stinks, it's going to be real bad.
Ooh, boy.
If she stinks, it could be the biggest flop in WWE history. If she stinks, she cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, be bad. She has to be okay to good and get better. But if she stinks, it's going to be a long, long haul, and it might not be good. That's my only fear, is that she can't be bad. If she's bad, it's going to be real bad, folks.
It's like Ava Marie with after a nuclear explosion.
I don't see that happening because she does have a good, very good, high-level athletic talent, which not many people have. So I don't see it being that difficult.
The best thing she has going for her is she's legit. Like,
yes.
It's
Yes,
undisputed that she is
Yes.
a legitimate fighter
Yes.
and believable.
So I don't have to worry about that.
Locked.
Staying with the ladies.
Ladies.
Your first ever women's elimination chamber. What's the story?
There's a story?
Correct, sir. That's my only problem with this one, is that there's no story with the women on Raw. There hasn't been a story with the women on Raw in months.
Why would Alexa drop this title?
Good question.
Who would she drop it to?
I don't know, but let's go through all of your opponents in there. You've got Alexa Bliss defending against Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Sonya Deville. I don't know who she loses it to, if she loses it to anybody, but there's really, and that's part of the problem with the women's chamber match, is that there's really no story to speak of between any of the women that are on here. Well, they're trying to kind of mash something together in their last minute.
I mean, the only story I could gather was that weird promo she had with Kurt Angle in the ring,
nowhere.
Which was just like, really, Kurt, you're not doing a good job of convincing us that she's the bad guy in this situation.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to defend it. None of us want her to. I'm going to speak for everybody. Nobody wants her to drop that title right now.
Yeah, but we want to see her defend it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. It's like you haven't defended that title in months. Well, yeah, you didn't book me.
I don't get to book my own matches. I didn't realize I had that ability.
Yeah, and they're trying to shoehorn a couple of things in there, like the Alexa Bliss Mickie James thing is a little shoehorn. The Bayley Sasha Banks story is kind of there, but they're not really executing on it. They kind of are. I don't know. I'm not grasping onto it the way I would like to, because I just don't feel like I feel like it could be better. Am I crazy?
I mean,
No,
it would have been better if they weren't friends anymore going to Elimination Chamber, but they are kind of still.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big problem I have with Sasha Bayley, because that match they had last week? And then, like, it looked like they were going to pull the trigger on maybe Sasha attacking Bayley, and then Nia jumped in and attacked both of them.
Yeah.
Which, I understand that they're making Nia look strong, because she said,
Strong.
the girls that beat whatever, I just took out in a matter of seconds.
Right.
And I get that, but they instead of having Nia jump in there, they should have pulled the trigger on Sasha Bayley.
We'll probably see the trigger pulled more at the chamber itself, because they're going to get into the chamber and it might turn into one of those, they team up for a minute and then Sasha just pulls something really cold and dirty, and then after chamber now you can gear up to Mania, which that's where that match really needs to happen, on a big stage with just dirty heel Sasha Banks against Bayley, because that's the match. We've seen it. It's incredible. We can try that again. We can give it a go.
Let's go to a record book. Let's write down the formula and then apply it again.
Yeah, it should be okay. But then you've got Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in the match, which
No.
Sure, I understand why they're there, but does anybody know what's wrong with Paige still? Is that like, have we gotten any further information on that? Or is that just is what it is until it's not? I guess that's short. Because everybody's like,
that's exactly what we got. Nothing, dude. Like, there's nothing to talk about with her, because there's literally no other news. Like, hey, this is me. I'm here because I can't wrestle for the foreseeable future.
Which is a shame because she could have had her moment at the Women's Rumble, but then she got hurt, and then, it sucks.
It happens.
It really sucks, and I miss seeing her.
Yeah, we all do.
We all do.
It's, and I have a feeling she was probably going to be slated into this match also.
Oh, 100%.
There was no question that she was going to be in here somewhere, but it takes all the steam out of that group. But also the fact that, like, when were the women really last showcased on Monday Night Raw? Unless you were Asuka or Nia, really. Alexa's barely been on the show. And she's the champ. I understand why we were making a big deal about Asuka, but come on. Like, it's... I don't know. Who are you taking, Lola, in this Elimination Chamber historic match?
I'm going to go with Alexa retaining.
Alexa! Sorry. Josh?
Same, man. I don't see her dropping this title for any reason. Who's she going to drop it to? You got two girls who are been on the show for how long? 3 months?
3 months.
Yeah, no, not happening.
You have a future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
And a feud
doesn't need
that's
to
going to
happen.
probably pop off in the chamber.
Yeah. It's just Alexa's just going to keep it, man.
Let's hope so.
Locked.
We're probably going to pick... It's probably going to come down to who wins the men's chamber and the fact that Lola picked Matt Hardy in the first match is what's going to happen here. Because she made a wild-ass pick with Matt Hardy, and it could just go that way. And if she gets that, she's probably going to win because we've picked the same so far and everything. But now, going into the men's elimination match to fight Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Woof.
I can't
Cannot speak at
God
all.
Damn.
Brock Lobster at WrestleMania. You have Braun. We're going to walk with Elias, Finn Balor, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and The Miz. A first ever 7-man elimination chamber. The Miz goes in first, and Elias gets to come in last. Oh, yeah. When does Braun come in? That's the question. Over-under on whether Braun destroys a pod or flips a pod or, like, tears a pod out. Someone's going through glass.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Braun Strowman destroy?
What doesn't he break?
Do you think
Everyone's
he does?
hopes and dreams in the chamber.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope everyone's dreams are completely shattered by a giant bearded man. Because I want him to start throwing, like, The Miz through everybody else's pod doors and pulling everybody out at once and just, like, pinning people. I don't even want people to be out of the pod.
He just runs the tables for the entire
Yeah, let's do this. I'm okay with it. I'm okay because I want Braun Strowman versus Brock Lobster at Mania. I want 70,000 people just standing in their seats to go, Braun! And it's going to be glorious, damn it. Sorry, I got excited.
Wrong gimmick. Wrong gimmick.
They're probably going to go with Roman Reigns, though.
Yeah. The safe bet might be Roman Reigns. It might be.
It's always a safe bet. There's a reason he's in the match. Look, you have John Cena. Also, speaking of John Cena, I wouldn't be too bad with a John Cena-Seth Rollins match at WrestleMania, to be honest with you.
What if it was for the title?
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. It doesn't have to be for a title. It could just be like, look, we wrestled for over an hour almost. Let's maybe an Iron Man match with John Cena to prove who's Mr. Monday Night or some shit. I'll take an Iron Man match at WrestleMania is going to be long.
Oh,
Good Lord. If I'm already thinking Iron Man match at Mania.
If you thought the Olympics dragged on, just wait for WrestleMania. WrestleOlympics.
Happens every 4 years. Takes 17 hours to go through. Elias, I don't see winning. As much as that dude, we don't talk guy that's over. Apparently, all you have to do is get hit with a giant, what they're calling guitar.
He was over when he got over what WWE really stands for.
Who's it that said something like somebody, was it he on ENC or something like that?
Yeah, he told him that Cena was backstage at a show, spurring about the universe this, the universe that, and WWE this, and he told John, hey, John, WWE stands for Walk with Elias. To which John just goes, wow, my head just exploded 7 ways from Sunday. You got to use that. And I didn't catch the first time he used it, but it was like around Christmas he used it on Cena. And I didn't catch it until the concert where he used it, and they just shouted it back.
Yeah. I never thought I would be this big of a Drifter fan.
Yeah.
Same here, because like when I first started watching NXT, which wasn't that very long ago, like he came off as I remember seeing Cassius Ohno versus Elias. Whoever loses leaves NXT. Then Elias got called up, and I really he was okay when he was just drifting around backstage and through the crowd.
That's what made it perfect.
Yeah, and it got better and better.
Because he was just a boo magnet in NXT, which was perfect. Because there was times that we've even said on the show, we went to a show in Albany, we went to a couple of shows where he would come out and the heat was nuclear. Like you just, the amount, it was a cathartic level of booing that I got those nights when during Elias when he came out. Because it was just, like every time he would start strumming and the boos would outdo the guitar. Yeah. And then he's like,
you couldn't hear a damn thing.
He started saying a word and it was just boo! To the point, I think, at the Albany show, because that's when Nakamura was still around, that he's getting, like, he can't even do his segment that he's supposed to get heat for because it's already there.
The
and
heat's
it's
been on full blast.
Full blast the entire time. And then he just kind of, like, puts his arms up at some point, shakes his head, and then Nakamura's music hits, and the crowd loses their fucking minds.
Well,
it was great.
What happened was somebody saw that and said, you know, this would really work well on WWE with some changes here and there. And they're right. It's
a huge hit.
Coming back from commercial and starting with the lights out and ladies and gentlemen, Elias.
Perfect. It's perfect. You said it months ago. He is the best booked character on Monday Night Raw, no question.
No question.
It's like he's had.
Also, let me just say, I keep getting echo and it's weird.
Yeah, sorry.
The new gear is a little too good.
Can we please give a raise to whoever's picking his wardrobe with the kimonos and scarves and man buns?
Just so I can hear Corey's comments. Oh, more telephones. It's like, he's wearing pajamas, Byron. I always just want to say Byron because it's easier for me.
Byron.
He's wearing pajamas. It's called style. Who else? Who's your dark horse in this match, Josh?
The dark horse has to be...
Tell you mine if you still need a few seconds. Finn Balor.
Dark horse for you is Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I think my dark horse would have to be, well, because it's on there, John Cena.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess.
He could go to WrestleMania and face Brock Lesnar.
He's going to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This story of him not having
he's going to be
there.
there. It's just going to be for where on the card. It could be Universal title. It could be, sir. Look at me in my eyes when I say it. It could happen.
I'm not saying it
could happen.
Anytime John Cena's in the ring, he can win.
Yeah, he could win. We've just been so lucky the last couple months. The last year Cena use has been phenomenal. No pun for AJ. My pick has. I'm gonna get the pick out there. I'm just gonna say I want Braun Strowman. There's a possibility they could.
Too.
There's a possibility they gave us Shinsuke and AJ Styles.
Somebody suggested that AJ is going to lose before Mania, and I'm like, if you fucking tell me that I'm not getting AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania, I'll fucking kill you. I will stab you right now.
You thought Philly was bad. Just wait to see what happens after that.
I will stab you with this pen in the neck right now if you give me the official word on that. I will kill the messenger and everybody else that gave it the information because it's not happening. It's not happening.
Really intense. I think we all need a breather after that.
We're very heated and passionate about our AJ Styles and Nakamura match, and that cannot change.
I am too, because if they promote it so much and they hold Shinsuke Nakamura off so long leading up to AJ, and then they have AJ lose the title, then yeah, it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to
think
forget.
My dark horse pick would have to be Seth.
Yeah, especially after what we saw on Monday. But
Yeah.
that's why I wouldn't pick him to win, is because he went through all of that on
Because
Monday.
he's hot now.
Well, he also wrestled for over an hour.
Yeah.
And he got the shit beat out of him by two of the number one and number 2 guys in the company. 16-time champion, 5-time champion, or whatever the fuck how many Roman has. But you know what I mean.
Lost count.
Whatever. He's got 1,000 of them now, right?
He had like 2 reigns. 2 title reigns.
He's got a few of them.
3 maybe. I don't know.
He's headlined WrestleMania 3 times already.
Oh, that's without a doubt. I'm not going to argue that.
What am I clicking on here?
What are you looking for? There we go. Okay, back to the locks.
Finn Balor's the guy that nobody would expect to win that's going to win. Braun Strowman's the guy that everybody wants to win that can win. Roman Reigns is going to be the guy they actually choose to win.
Seeing as this is seeing it's only a 4-match card, like this is gonna be the difference maker here. I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman only because that's what fans want, and they gave us that other thing we want. I'm gonna
fingers crossed.
I'm gonna cross both my fingers.
I think there's still
and no whammies.
I'll stand by what I just said. Braun's the guy that we all want to win.
Write it down. At worst, you'll tie with Lola.
Finn is the guy that we also would love to have win. That's the guy that we're not expecting to. But I have to hedge my bets because it's even been the rumor that everybody's saying that everybody's rolling their eyes at. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I kind of got to go with it because I'm bracing for impact.
6 sides or 4 sides?
6 sides of impact or 4 sides of impact?
I prefer 4. I prefer 4. Lola, your choice. To lock in. Braun? We're all going. All right, cool.
Lock.
That's going to be what settles everything. That's going to be it right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheer. See, here's the problem whenever I do this. I don't want to cheer for Roman to win again. Because I've seen enough Roman wins. Like I said, he's headlined WrestleMania 3 times. Let's give it to somebody else. You never pinned Braun, Brock. You never pinned Braun.
The only reason, I understand that the reason why it could and there's a good chance it's going to happen is because Roman Reigns is a machine.
Certainly is, sir. Oh, great. That stopped working. That's awesome. Tell me I just lost the last quarter of the show. Never mind. I got it recording on here, too. So thank God for fucking backups. Holy shit, that would have been
at it again.
John Cena's just destroying our show left and right. So I have the audition file to a certain point, and then it just dies off. Guess who's going to have to do 1,000 points of editing today? So there you have it. Stone Cold Locks. Hopefully we can wrestle our own title back to have at our own house again.
Give it to me.
Did we cover all 4 matches already?
Yeah.
We're done. Ta-da!
Yeah, we did. We got the Wokins, we got the Asukas, the Women's Chamber, and the men's.
The Bar and Titus Worldwide again? I'm kind of disappointed. I want that.
Yeah, that should happen on the show.
Pre-show, possibly.
But we have the Ronda Rousey contract signing too.
That's not going to be pre-show.
No, I'm just saying in
this
general
be my
on the
bathroom
show.
break.
I'm going to stick around for it, I'm sure. But, if there's going to be a match, I would like to see the Bar and Titus Worldwide. You can throw that as the first match of the show and still have something happen. But I don't know. It's going to be a long one, folks. Strap in, dicks.
This is going to be a bumpy ride.
I'm really glad you didn't say strap on.
No.
See, I don't feel bad about half of the terrible things I say.
The show isn't that hot.
When Lola's just like, let's make it dirty again.
She comes out of nowhere saying things like, well, all right, seems like we didn't have to say that dirty stuff, but all right.
I need
to clean it up for a few minutes. Trying not to be a complete shitbag.
I'm way worse on the other podcast. Way worse.
Wow.
I've been there.
All right.
I'm usually more reserved on that one because I don't want to not make any friends, but I guess nobody calls me back, so it doesn't really matter.
There's your answer. Yeah, and yet the answer is yes. Always save the abortion joke.
Yeah, hold that back in front of new friends. Don't lead with that one. It's not a good one to lead with, folks. And on that one, we're going to at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. We're here mostly every Wednesday.
Yep.
We've had a slight little rough patch. I had the plague for a little while, and then shit happened. Stone Cold Locks every pay-per-view, as much as we would like to try.
Combined ones now.
Combined ones, yeah, that's the other news. We're gonna do them all together now.
Yes.
Because no one has any idea what they're doing.
I'm glad we're getting a break because all those shows was starting to wear us down and make us go crazy.
It was starting to wear them down, I think, too. But it's just one of those things where I think they also got tired of trying to write for 2 shows.
A little too much.
What did we say the first half of the show? It's obvious a little bit sometimes.
I thought you were going to say, don't get eliminated.
No, we didn't say that today yet. We haven't. But yes, don't get eliminated. Ever. Lola, please plug your things.
Don't flip the chamber.
Yeah. No, we should flip the chamber.
flip that thing.
Plug your stuff, Lola. It's been a long show. I have to go to the bathroom.
It's better than shoot names.
Okay.
It's great to be back, America.
What were you even talking? Oh, plugs. You can find me on Twitter as always at Lola_Bradbury. You can also find me live tweeting Raw, SmackDown Live, all that good stuff at TWM News UK. Catch me being a co-host on that wrestling podcast, same thing at TWM News UK. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, all that great stuff. IWN Live. Very sexy, amazing guys that post our stuff. You can also find me recording and co-hosting the PW Torch VIP exclusive podcast, Talking Honor, all-inclusive Ring of Honor, Women of Honor, all that awesome Ring of Honor stuff. Go check out the VIP exclusive section of PW Torch. 30 years of backlog, all kinds of cool wrestling podcasts. Yes, you have to pay for it, and no, I'm not getting paid to tell you to look and buy it.
You have to push your stuff.
But check it out. It's worth buying because I'm on it.
There you go. Reason enough.
I'm putting myself up.
Shill, Lola, shill.
Well, yeah, of course. That's why they're called plugs.
But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me, I think.
And as always, your 2 favorite nerds here. I'm Howie Farrell. That over there.
It's Josh.
We'll hopefully see you next week.
We'll see about that.
It's canceled. John Cena has canceled this.
Stadler? Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.